Hello and welcome to Valley Christian High School on a very overcast day, sort of the first of the season. As the kick is away, Walker's kick fielded about the 18-yard line as the Wildcats return this one past the 29, but hit hard. Looks like he had the 30, but he's convinced not to go there by Brett Silvetti, making a good, solid tackle.
Heck of a special teams play to start off the game here. What you want to do is usually that first hit, like I mentioned before, kind of get the butterflies out. There was no butterflies for Silvetti. He was able to just come in, flying on the special teams, and make a heck of a play.
So the Wildcats now, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Number 14, Chris McCaffrey under center, and he hands off on first down. And in traffic, would finally take him down as a running back. Looks like he picked up about 3 or 4 by falling forward.
Yeah, that was number 97, Lewis Price, out there on the end, was able to kind of crash down and make a good play on that backside end. Does a good job, and he was kind of keeping tame, but takes on that block and just makes a heck of a play to limit them to only 3 or 2 yards.
Number 22, Ryan Kirkpatrick on the carry. So now we're looking at 2nd and about 6 as they carry off a wounded Wildcat. Good little stoppage here as they take care of the injured.
Now we did experience a little bit of rain earlier today, Ryan. So
the field is a bit wet.
Yeah, the field's a bit wet. I don't know if that's going to play any factor in the game here, but it's just made note to mention. If you see a couple guys slipping that you might not have seen slip before.
There's not much practice on wet fields yet this year as a handoff on 2nd down to Kirkpatrick again. He's still on his feet. He's got the 1st and more, and finally taken down at the 44-yard line, but he's going to get the 1st.
Great job. That was chalk most of that up to the second effort. He does a good job of kind of getting up the field. Number 32 does a good job of leading, but he was even hit in the backfield, was able to sidestep a couple more tackles, and that little spin move and always falling forward. If you get that fall forward, most times you'll get the extra yard by the officials.
So high backs here on 1st down, and pitch out to Kirkpatrick again. And he's around the right side, wrapped up and hit hard. That was number 1 on the tackle. That's Aaron Hutton making a decisive hit there at corner. But Kirkpatrick's going to pick up about 5 on that one to make it 2nd and 5.
And there's a couple pretty big hits there. There was a crack back block you just saw in the bottom corner of your screen. But you're right, Hutton does a great job. He takes on the lead blocker, and he is the defensive back there. Takes on the lead blocker, able to shed and make the tackle. Looked almost like a linebacker out there in the defensive back position.
Well, it's great when you can get good run support out of your corners. As on 1st down, throw across the middle is complete and incomplete, actually. The ball popped out on a nice defensive play there by Sebastian Tucker. Pass intended. Number 14, Chris McCaffrey, intended for number 89, Scott Lensing.
Yeah, I think Tucker right here, you can tell, kind of attacks the ball, makes a heck of a hit. Bam! Good job. That was just a great job. Just a great play, and brings up a 3rd and about 5.
So, important point here for a defensive stand. 3rd and 5 for the Warriors. I-backs here for the Wildcats. That's McCaffrey's handoff again to Kirkpatrick on 3rd down. He's trying to get the corner and around the left side, still on his feet. And then finally wrapped up by number 97, Lewis Price. Looks like he's short of the 1st.
Well, I think Lewis Price maybe makes up for something. It looks like in the initial play he was able to get hooked, which was able to get Kirkpatrick. You see there, Kirkpatrick was able to get on the outside. But Price does a great job of moving laterally down the field and making the tackle, and just does a great job there. I think it brought up 1st down, though. Yeah, they're moving the chains now. That was the 1st down.
Falls forward with that little extra effort, makes it 1st and 10. A huge play by Kirkpatrick, keeps the drive alive. So 1st and 10 now in Warriors territory as McCaffrey's fake handoff and then hands off underneath number 32 when he falls forward. That is Lewis Schumann on the carry. We've seen him lead, but that's the first time he's carried this game.
Yeah, and this is the kind of play that's set up by your previous plays. Kirkpatrick's been taking the load of the carries here, so what they do is they kind of fake that pitch which they've been running and give it to the fullback, who's been mostly a blocking fullback. He does a good job of getting upfield and picks up another 1st down.
Picks up 10 on that one, makes it 1st and 10 now from the 35-yard line. The Wildcats really rolling here. McCaffrey rolls back in a play-action pass, complete to the left side and taken out of bounds. That's Kirkpatrick again, all over the field. Number 42 for the Warriors, Chris Jimenez in coverage. As they're going to pick up about 5 on that one, make it 2nd and 5.
Well, looks like we saw a play-action pass off this one, like you said before, and that's another type of play that's set up with the previous play. They fake it to the fullback who just picked up the 1st down and was able to throw the ball and pick up close to a 1st downer. And that's just good execution by the offense right now.
So McCaffrey under center here on 2nd down. The handoff goes number 10. And he is wrapped up, but he's going to pick up about 5. Might be close to the 1st down. Tommy Kilgore, that was, on the carry.
Right now, the Val Christian Warriors defense, they're getting pushed back a little bit. The SI offensive line for a freshman program has a couple pretty big kids out there able to push the defense around a bit, and they need to kind of make a stand here. It brings up 3rd and short. This is the type of stand you need right now. Stop this momentum. Stop it. See if you can get a couple yard loss here.
So 3rd and very, very short here. McCaffrey hands off and hit hard. A huge play on the blitz there. Does that look like number 55 coming in there? Couldn't
Tim
quite
Davey.
see. Tim Davey. We've called his name out on defense quite a lot. And unfortunately, it is 4-down territory. That huge hit gives the Warriors a fighting chance here, as that makes it 4th and about 2 yards. And just a monster play there on the blitz.
Well, yeah, and that's important, right, because you go from 3rd and a half yard to 4th and 3. And this gives a little more breathing room for the linebackers to not play as close. They can read a pass or a run.
McCaffrey, play action pass, under pressure, under serious pressure. He drops back and throws out complete, and looks like he'll have the 1st down. And that is again Kirkpatrick, who's having a heck of a game so far here early in the first quarter, as he's going to take that one down about the 21-yard line and a Wildcats 1st down.
Well, I think Kirkpatrick, like you mentioned before, he's having a heck of a game, and I think he sees that he's under that his quarterback is under pressure. He came back to the ball like a good receiver's supposed to do, and was able to land a knee in bounds and pick up a very crucial 1st down. And this Wildcats offense is still rolling.
So now it's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, starting here at the 21-yard line. This drive started on their own about 26-yard line, as Kirkpatrick takes the 1st down handoff forward for about 3 yards.
Yeah, another good run by Kilpatrick here. But right here, number 97, Lewis Price, who we've called out a number of times already this game, was able to shed the block and come in for support and make a heck of a hit right there. Very decisive hit. And that was also number 93 in on the tackle, Mike Hill. So good job up front right now. And right now you kind of want to hold these guys to a field goal if you can. Try to stop this drive, stall it, and see what they can do.
McCaffrey on 2nd down, hands off. No, rolls out to his right on a naked bootleg, and he's going to dance around for a while. Wrapped up and finally taken down, but he's going to bring that to about the 10-yard line. Looks like another Wildcats 1st down.
Yeah, Ryan, I can't say too much more about this offense. Right now, their play fakes are very crisp. You can tell that these guys are executing very well, and they look like they're kind of an offense that has a number of weapons, including one at the quarterback position. It's going to be very hard for these Val Christian Warriors to stop this machine. They kind of need to step up here because their play fakes and all their counter, they're running really well right now.
Aaron Hutton did a good job on contain that time, giving the Warriors another chance as Kirkpatrick takes the 1st down carry, and he is met hard at the line. That is number 55, Tim Davey, again on the stop, making another huge play from the linebacking position.
And that's the type of hit you need. I mean, this is just a great job. It looks like he wasn't blitzing, even though he came in fast like it was a blitz. He even stumbled a bit, was able to recover and make a heck of a play shooting through his gap and stopping him for a loss. That's just an athletic play by number 55, Davey.
I could speculate they had a shift on there. Otherwise, Tim Davey made a heck of a read as you saw him come from a stack position all the way across about a gap and a half to make that tackle. So McCaffrey now sends a man in motion and then hands off to Kirkpatrick up the middle. He's got room and wrapped up and taken down by number 70. That was Casey Haight on the stop. But the Wildcats are going to pick up more yards, and now they're really knocking at the door here.
Yeah, they got a big fullback in number 32, and he goes right through that hole and clears the area. And Kilpatrick does a good job of keeping his feet running. But right now, the Val Christian Warriors defense is kind of struggling a bit up front. Looks like the Wildcats came out to fire off and man up, and they have so far.
And Kirkpatrick gets the handoff and into the end zone. That's a Wildcats touchdown. And the first possession of the game, they drive about 80 yards, almost 80 yards in here for a touchdown on a long, long drive.
Yeah, and you mentioned long, and I think that's the key to this drive. Anytime you come into someone else's house, you want to kind of put together a drive, and they were able to put together a drive that almost lasted 5 minutes long. That's almost half the first quarter for them.
The score's now 8-0 as both cameramen were tricked on a little throw out to the left on that one, a little earlier than we expected. So unfortunately, don't get to see it. And it's now Mike Giancola takes the opening kickoff back to about the 45-yard line as the Warriors get their chance on offense. A huge return out of Giancola.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the previous play that you said both our cameramen missed. It was a little pseudo, not a fake, but they saw that one of their split ends was uncovered in their PAT attempt. They threw it, and they have 8 points. That was a great job by Giancola to get up the field, though, and start the Warriors off on pretty darn good field position.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors here. McPherson under center. It's not McPherson under center, I'm sorry. As a handoff goes number 27, Hutcherson. And after a couple chances, he's driven backwards. Sam Montgomery in the quarterback now. As he's going to start the game for the Warriors. As you can see Justin Walker in the backfield here.
Yeah, and it looks like Hutcherson was there. Kind of ran into a little bit of problems there. The hole closed up pretty quick, and just a great job by the Wildcat offense or defense.
Number 87, Derek McDonald in on the stop. And now it's second and slightly more than 10. Montgomery under center again, and Hutcherson in motion. And Montgomery will take the option to the left and keep it himself. He's forward for about 6 across the 50-yard line, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 for the Warriors.
That's a great job. I think we've seen Sam Montgomery in the running back position more, so we know that he definitely has wheels to run, and maybe they're going to run a little option more today since they have him starting. But he does a good job of pulling upfield, getting upfield, and picking up a pretty good gain to bring up a 3rd and short.
So a pretty crucial down here for the Warriors. Have to give up a long drive to the Wildcats offense. We need to put something together here. Still pretty early in the first quarter as Montgomery is under center. 2 backs in the backfield. And the handoff to Giancola. He's got the left side. Walker has a block, and Giancola looks like he'll have it on progress, but he's stopped right at the down marker.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ryan. I think he's going to get it for progress, and this is kind of what you want to do if you're the Valley Christian Warriors. You want to come out here. This is your first drive, so you want to be able to move the chains, take up some time like the Wildcats did, and maybe definitely get in the end zone to answer the touchdown that they had.
So now it's 1st and 10. The drive is still alive. Montgomery under center. 3 backs in the backfield. Now we get Hutcherson in motion and the handoff up the middle. And he's going to gain about 6 on that one. He's number 46 on the carry. I must be wrong because we don't have him on our roster.
Well, Ryan, it looks like both these offenses are definitely clicking right now. It looks like the Valley Christian Warriors are able to keep moving the chains here, picking up 4 or 5 yards a carry, and take some more time off this clock. It looks very similar to the Wildcats drive, minus a couple of the nice passes.
Both defenses doing a good job of preventing the long play. Both offenses have been grinding it out thus far as Giancola goes in motion. Play action pass from Montgomery, but he's under serious pressure, hit hard, and the ball is loose, and they're going to call it an interception.
Fumble,
and that is a Wildcats ball. I think actually it was caught in the air. Maybe they'll call it a fumble, but it looked like just a huge play there by the defense as you saw Montgomery under serious pressure. So
yeah.
He drops back, and that's number 89. We've called his name out before. And see, that ball is still in the air when it is scooped up.
Yeah,
just a very athletic play there because arguably his arm was in motion, and that was a forward pass.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you catch it midair.
Well, that's what you kind of need to do. I mean,
huge.
It looks like the Warriors were moving the ball very well, and turnover is definitely good for the Wildcats.
Kirkpatrick gets the first down handoff wrapped up there. And that is, once again, Tim Davian on the stop, as we've seen him in the backfield all quarter long, making a pretty decisive stop here on first down, which is an important stand here after the turnover.
Yeah, the defense needs to answer right here. What they need to do is make sure that they try to get a 3-and-out or something very close to that so that they can get the ball back in their offense's hands.
Loss of 1 on that one makes it 2nd and 11. As McCaffrey brings his troops to the line. 2 backs in the backfield. And the handoff goes to the tailback. It's a fake and a screen out to the right side. And it's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 27. That's Andrew Dunleavy.
Great job here. Looks like the Valley Christian defense had a little bit of a play fake there. I think it faked most of our cameramen out as well. But a great job of playing defense, and that was number 13. That's Sebastian Tucker. Staying home and playing good.
Nice play now, 3rd and long. The Warriors squelch this drive. McCaffrey back to pass, rolls out, throws to the right, and complete. And first down and more is Ryan Kirkpatrick again. And he cuts cross field, reverses field, and still on his feet at the 15, the 10, and finally taken down to the 12 on a monstrous 3rd down conversion. Picks up 10, 15 more, and gets it down to about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, heck of a play. It looks like that was another great play fake, and one thing you can really commend this offense for doing is they do a really good job on the counters and play fakes, and after that it's just an athletic play. It was just a little kind of dump-off pass, and he was able to get down the line and pick up a hefty amount of yards, and now it's 1st and goal at the end of the first quarter.
And that buzzer will signify the end of the first quarter. We're going to start again on the other side of the field, where the Wildcats will have the ball 1st and 10 on just the 12-yard line, so they can get a first down here as they come out in a power I set. And the handoff goes number 35 up the middle, and he's going to power forward in for a touchdown.
A nice play by number 35, Sean Partee.
I think they're actually going to
And they're going to call him down
a
on the
bit
one,
short.
actually.
Yeah, I don't know. His knee never hit the ground, but
Well, if your knee hits someone who's on the ground, that's considered down too. You can't just crawl over people to get the goal line. We'll see a better shot here on this angle. As you can see, I think he's definitely down, actually. You can see his left leg was down before he made that final effort across the goal line. But at any rate, it's a first down because they did have a 1st and 10 at the 12. So 4 shots at the end zone here. It's McCaffrey under center, 3 backs in the backfield. That's Kirkpatrick at the tailback. And the sneak is just going to go in for a touchdown. No call yet, and he's going to fall backwards. A monster stop there by the defense.
he has a great job by the defensive line to get penetration this far into their own territory. They got off lower. They were able to stop the center's offensive push and, in turn, stop the quarterback from crossing over the goal line.
And a great push by the entire defensive line, but particularly the nose tackle, the man at the point of attack. It was a great job of getting the defense about a half a yard of room to work with there. And now we're going to get a false start on third down, and that'll push him back.
Yeah, it looks like everyone but the center and quarterback were on the same page. Looks like everyone fired off at the same time, minus the guy who hikes the ball. Well, it looks like even the quarterback was expecting the pass. You could see him rock back a bit. So it's a costly mistake down here in the goal line. A great break for the Warriors because now they got 3rd and 5 here.
5 yards to work with. Helps
Or
a little bit.
2nd and 5, sorry.
I think it is 3rd, actually, because we had again, 3rd and 10, because we had
The run was the first down.
the run down. Oh, I'm sorry, the run was the first down. So, right.
but
Now we're looking at 2nd and long.
2nd and 10 right here, yeah. Right now, it's a dead ball foul, so they have to take the penalty, so it's going to be even further here, 2nd and 10. And right now, this is exactly what the Warriors needed. I mean, after that long gain, to be able to stop them on the pretty much the 1 foot line, and now it's all the way back 2nd and 10, and a much better situation for the Warriors defense.
And the mark on the box is 3rd down. So now McCaffrey rolls out to his right side in trouble, throws, and complete. Down at the 1 yard line is number 32. That's the fullback, Lewis Schumann, on the catch. A nice play, reaching for the end, and a great play by the defense there to knock him out of bounds and get another shot at it here.
Yeah,
he definitely had an angle on the end zone.
Yeah, that was a great job, and that was a great play by number 13, and that's Sebastian Tucker, who, again, we've called with number 55, Davey, who we also called in the trails. So right now, 4th down, and this is a huge chance for a big turnover in downs.
As McCaffrey's handoff goes to the tailback, and he's just going to walk into the end zone there. Getting a little resistance right there, but there was a nice hole by the Wildcats opening that one up, and it's going to make it 14-0 here.
Yeah, as you can see at the right of your screen, you're going to see there's just going to be a pretty massive hole. It looks like everyone down blocked with a lead block on the fullback, and just a good goal line play. You see that a lot of down blocks, and it was actually a great play. And right now they're up by 14 points.
14 looking to make it 15 as the snap is down and pressure, and the ball is tipped. And no good. So it will stay 14-0 here.
Well, now that initial 2-point conversion is going to be play pretty big because now even with the missed extra point, they're able to still be up 2 touchdowns. But Valley Christian right now, they need to kind of find an answer here to get a good play and maybe get a score. And you got about 9 minutes left in the or about 8 minutes left, sorry, in the second quarter. They need a score, I think, by half.
As the Wildcats kicking away for the second time this first half, and fielded about the 20-yard line, and still on his feet, and finally taken down. That was number 4, Peter Stanko, picking up about 5 on the return. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line.
Well, this is probably the worst field position that Valley Christian has seen this game, but as we saw in the drive before, they definitely had some rhythm going, and they were able to move the ball. Unluckily, they had a little interception. So hopefully right here they're just going to get on the ball and continue what they did first, which was run and move the sticks.
It was actually a 9-yard gain in that, 1st and 10 at the 29. As Montgomery still in the quarterback, hands off to Hutcherson. Hutcherson in trouble and hit hard but still on his feet. He's going to pick up about 2, make it 2nd and 8.
I'm really impressed with this Wildcats defense. As you see all the white shirts getting up after that play, it looks like a lot of them are able to laterally pursue down the field. And Hutcherson right now had really nowhere to go. He either had to go inside, but he was smart. He went inside to pick up a couple of the first downs. It looked like he even dropped the ball at the end there. But as you saw, there's about 8 or 9 white shirts to the ball there. Great job by the Wildcats defense.
The Warriors looking to get something here in second and about 8. They really need to drive here, down 2 scores early in the first half. And the handoff this time goes inside and hit hard is Sam Montgomery. Now McPherson's in at quarterback. And he's going to pilot the offense now at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this just looks like an excellent play by the Wildcats defense. Once again, it looks like at first there was going to be a pulling guard, and he kind of changed his mind, and that's number 22. That's the standout Kilpatrick, who's on the offense. Does a good job coming up and making the stuff for a loss.
So 3rd and call it 9 now. The Warriors really needing a drive here. So McPherson's under center, 2 backs in the backfield. And the handoff is on the ground. That's Giancola, picks it up and then manages just to fall on it. And that will definitely be a punting situation. A bit of a miscue there and an unfortunate one.
That was a very smart play by Giancola. That could have been a turn for the worse. He was able to, he noticed it was a fumble, and he knew at first he tried to pick it up and get, but right now he knows he just needs to secure the ball because a turnover this far in the into his territory would be devastating for his defense to get right back on the field.
Particularly one in that area where it could easily be picked up and run back for a touchdown. So a smart play by the halfback. As Giancola now set deep to punt. And he gets his kickoff under serious pressure. It looks like he might have even caught a little contact there at the end as the kick is fielded at the 47-yard line. And still on his feet, Kirkpatrick around past the 38-yard line. And he's going to pick up about a dozen and a half yards on that one.
Yeah, great job. There was an initial block here. And number 10 does almost hit that pass, but there's a great block by number 83 right here that springs Kilpatrick down the sideline. If he could have made one other person miss, he might have even gained a few more yards, but a great tackle for the Warriors.
13 yards on the return. That was number 83, Alex Brown on the stop, on the hit rather, as Kirkpatrick takes the first down carry forward for about 3 yards.
Well, right now we need to see an answer by this Valley Christian defense. They've had a couple scores put on them so far. The Wildcats again are starting in Warriors territory. They need to kind of man up here and get a turnover or a turnover on downs to get the ball back in the offense's hands.
So 2nd and 7 as McCaffrey rolls to his right on the play fake and throws incomplete. Just a bit out of bounds there for number 27, Andrew Dunleavy.
This is what the Warriors need to do up front. They need to create some pressure for the quarterback, because so far this game he's able to just kind of stand back there and kind of tee off. And this time, as you can see, the ball was floating a little further because of the pressure up front. So good job by that defensive line to create a 3rd and long situation. And you might look for another pass here and hope to see some more pressure.
So 3rd and a long 7. McCaffrey pitches out to the left side. That's number 35 on the carry. And Sean Partee is around the left side. He's got the first and finally driven out of bounds. That's number 15 on the stop for the Warriors. And our apologies, we don't have him listed.
Yeah, 3rd and long, this is exactly what you want to do on the offensive side of the ball. Looks like their end got hooked just a bit there to create an outside lane. And then number 15, who, like Ryan said before, we don't have on the roster, does a good job at least forcing him out of bounds and kind of quelling the damage here, but it brings up a 1st and 10.
And the first down handoff again to Partee, and he's in serious trouble. Wrapped up. Initial pressure there by, looks like number 82 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that looks like it was...
I'll take that back. I
Yeah.
must have misread the number there. But
yeah, it looks like 66 does a great job of forcing him inside, and number 95, who is Derek Enders, does a good job of coming up on the pursuit. And they actually lost yards on there, so it's going to bring up 2nd and about 11.
So Alan Lee, the first contact in the backfield. 2nd and 11 now. McCaffrey. Hands off, and it's on the ground there. No
This might be
indication
what
as
the
to who
Warriors
got it.
need.
And it is indeed Warriors ball. A huge turnover there for the defense. A little bit of an offensive miscue by the Wildcats, and the Warriors capitalizing. As you saw several linemen in the backfield there at the very crucial moment. Number 85 among them.
The 95, that was
Lucas
95.
Paul. I'm sorry, 95.
Yeah, that was Derek Enders again, who does a great job of falling on top of the ball. Very aware, and this might be what the Warriors need, a little shot in the arm to get their team rolling.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors from the 30-yard line. As McPherson pitches out on the option, and in serious trouble is Giancola. He is wrapped up, and he's going to lose a couple on that one, make it 2nd and 12. As it looked like McPherson might have pitched out just a little early there. The problem is there was just an awful lot of Wildcats there in coverage. As
Yeah,
he
he
come
was
around the corner here, and
they just all had their responsibilities right on. I mean, they played the option very well, and it looked like McPherson knew he wasn't going to make any yards. He was going to give it to his back to see if he could make any, and unfortunately, number 10 did a heck of a job to create a loss.
Number 10, Tommy Kilgore, we've called his name before at halfback, does a great job of playing both the quarterback and the pitchman on that one. As McPherson now on second and long, pump fakes, rolls out to his right, gets outside of contain, now throws deep, and he's got a man. That's complete. A huge play, a nice throw and catch down to the 42-yard line. An incredible play there, as that is Peter Stanko on the reception.
This is a heck of a throw, Ryan. As you see here, this was a little bootleg, but not only he's rolling, and he throws this ball about 30 yards down the field on the run, and Stanko does a heck of a job of being aware, and he had to almost contort his body and get his hands up almost behind him to make the catch. And this is exactly what the Warriors need before half. You need to get on the ball here and try to move the sticks again.
It was a great, very athletic play by both the quarterback and receiver. As now the first down handoff is amid a field of flags and whistles.
False start, I'd say here.
It is indeed. So 1st and 15 now, as the Warriors still trying to keep this one going.
Left a little early there. Something you necessarily don't want to see right on the first down after you cross into your opponent's territory. But 1st and 15, I'd say, call a similar play that you're going to call before and see if you can't pick up the yards you just lost.
So 1st and 10, McPherson under center. Hutcherson in motion. And the handoff on the counter is on the ground. And this time it looks like Wildcats ball, and that is not what the Warriors needed. It's now Wildcats 1st and 10 at about the 50-yard line.
Well, we've seen this double handoff obviously before in Valley Christian games, and as we've seen before, it can be a great play or not, and it looks like it was just a fumbled snap return between the quarterback and running back, and this is what the Wildcats need. Now they're on the 50-yard line, looking into trying to put this up by 3 touchdowns.
The sun just starting to come out here, as you can see some shadows on the field for the first time. As McCaffrey hands off to the inside, that's hit hard. Tim Davey again in on the stop. Looks like Justin Walker might be in there also, but a monster play.
Well, these kids on defense definitely aren't giving up. As you said here, this is just a decisive hit. It looks like Tim Davey came over the top, and there's a host of other Valley Christian Warriors ready to make the hit as well. So they only gain about 1.5 yards on that play.
Sean Partee, the ball carrier, is now in 2nd and long. McCaffrey back to pass. Looks like he's got a screen, and he throws it too high and past the line of scrimmage. Going to fall incomplete. It looked an awful lot like a screen pass until the quarterback released the ball.
And that's dangerous if you throw it past the line of scrimmage. Some of the times you can get caught with ineligible men downfield on those screens. But it looks like their offensive line didn't move much at all, even though they let a host of Warriors in. So great job by the defense to stay up, and brings up 3rd and long.
So good defensive stand so far for the Warriors. 2 receivers split out to the right and 2 in the backfield. As the handoff on the delay handoff goes number 32. And that's Louis Schumann. Schumann's got some room past the 15 to 20. And he's going to be in for another Wildcats touchdown on that little delay up the middle. Really opened up a seam in the Warriors defense, and he scampers about 30 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think they called it was a heck of a play on the draw. I think the Valley Christian Warriors defense was definitely kind of up. They're ready. It was a 3rd and long. They're ready to make the hit, and they were just able to catch him a little off guard. The linebacking core bit on the pass fake, and the draw went for a touchdown.
So now 20-0 in favor of the Wildcats as the kick is away under pressure, but good to make it 21-0 in favor of the St. Ignatius Wildcats.
Well, right now that's exactly kind of what the Wildcats wanted to do. They wanted to get another touchdown here, and now it's this is where it kind of gets a little dicey. You're up by 3 touchdowns. If you're the Wildcats, you're very excited. But right now, the Warriors, we saw this a couple weeks ago at Midi, and see if they can't come back again like they did a couple weeks ago.
And Stanko on the return is going to hit the ground at about the 21-yard line where they'll blow it dead. And yeah, at the Midi game, I think the Warriors showed a lot of heart, fighting their way back from a 21-point deficit to go ahead. And though they lost in the last moments of that game, it was a well-played game. And again, the Warriors showed they don't give up. So
that's why you can't count these kids out any game, no matter how many touchdowns they're behind.
Exactly. So it's 21-0 now, but the Warriors still a lot of football to play as McPherson's under center. One back in the backfield. Now we've got Giancola in motion, and there's a whole bunch of flags there as Giancola rolls around the left side. He's got at least the first down, but likely there's a hold on that play.
I think it's actually 2 men in motion. Yeah, they're going to call a motion penalty.
Yes, indeed. That was a quick call on that one, so loss of 5. Warriors back to about the
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
we
what
just
actually was, it
there's
looks
a-
like Hutchison
yeah.
leaned forward a little bit, and that doesn't count as being set. So 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15 for the Warriors, and they're going to have to kind of do that play all over again.
Yeah, we're going to see what they can do here. Once again, these early penalties are kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and those 1st and 10s are becoming 1st and 15s.
Now Hutchison in motion, and McPherson's going to roll out to his left, throws, and that's complete to Anthony Schmidt. He's got some room up the sideline, and he steps out of bounds. Looks like he might have had a few more, but nonetheless, a 1st down on a nice throw and catch.
It was the first time I think we've called Anthony Schmidt's game this game, and we know that he's a popular target for McPherson. He's able to get it out to his big guy, Anthony Schmidt, and get down the line of scrimmage, and he does just step out there. If he hadn't, I think you're right, he might have picked up maybe another 15 yards or so. So here they come up to the line.
So now it is 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 34-yard line. As McPherson this time rolling to his right, he's got 3 receivers in a flood, and he's just going to keep it himself as he's going to scamper forward. Picks up about 3 or 4 as the Wildcats in pursuit did a good job of wrapping him up and containing him.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. McPherson does a good job. He kind of gets outside the end, tries to pick up as many yards as he can. Looks like right off the bat it was a design, like you said, design bootleg out there. But great job by 82 to kind of move laterally down the field and stretch out McPherson, and he picked up only about 3.
So 2nd and 7 now. McPherson under center, 1 back in the backfield as now we got more of a passing formation. And indeed, pass he does, drops back on the screen, throws to Walker, who's under serious pressure, and he is hit hard by number 44. That's Willie Jacquer on the hit. And not a whole lot there for the Warriors, and that's going to be down where Walker caught it.
Now, I mean, right here, it was just an absolute perfect read by number 44. He saw right away that was a screen. He was fast enough to actually get out of the blocker's way, and he just kind of had a straight shot right to Walker. And unfortunately for Walker, he wasn't prepared to see a hit, right like that off the bat. He was hoping to get a few more yards. Just a heck of a play by 44.
And now we're going to get a timeout, a Wildcats timeout. So it's 3rd and long now. McPherson under center, 2 backs in the backfield. And the handoff goes to Hutchison. He's got a lead block and room around the 35, around the 40. He's got the 1st and more as he's driven out of bounds around the 50-yard line as time expires.
Well, that was a great, I don't know if you guys saw, Justin Walker had a heck of a lead block here. I mean, he was able to, he was playing fullback, and as you can see right here, just has a great block on number 20 to slow him down and let Hutchison get outside and pick up the 1st down and end the half.
So Warriors end the half down 3 touchdowns. They're going to try to get something going here as the kickoff is taken by Gene Cole past the 30, past the 40, and taken down at the 42-yard line. A nice start and good field position here for the Warriors as they're really looking to get something going here.
And yeah, let's see what they do. At the end of the half, we saw them come up with a couple big runs. I mean, they had a few penalties, but they were able to move the sticks. Let's see if they can't use that momentum at the start of this half. Hey, if the Wildcats can score 21 points in half, so can the Warriors. So don't count these kids out yet and see if they can't get a quick score on the board.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. McPherson hands off to Hutchison around the right side. He's got more room, and he's going to get at least 5. Ankle tackled and finally taken down. And if not for the shoelaces, he might have been gone.
They gave him a pretty good spot here, too. Looks like he picked up about 7 or 8 yards, and Hutchison does a good job. It was all about second effort. He was able to cut up field. That cutback he uses very well. We've seen that in previous games. And now he was able to kind of move forward and pick up the 8 yards, bring up 2nd and short, or 7 yards, pardon me.
2nd and 3 for the Warriors. And this is exactly the sort of start that the Warriors had in the second half of the mini game. As McPherson now on the counter. Hands off and wrapped up quickly. That looked like Stanko on the carry, but it couldn't quite be sure.
Yeah, it looks like the double dive that they like to run here, they were able to fake it here and give it to Stanko. You're right, it was Stanko. He rolled up field, and that little kind of hop at the end was able, I think, pick him up an extra yard and on a pretty bad spot by the officials. It looks like he didn't gain much at all.
Now about 3rd and 2 now on the 1-yard gain. They're going to need a couple here for the 1st down. It's McPherson under center. Only 1 back in the backfield for him, and the handoff goes to that back. It's Walker. As Walker falls forward and gets the 1st. So a pretty clutch play there.
That's a clutch, a clutch play by Walker. He was able to, we normally see him blocking a bit, but he was able to get upfield here, put his head down like a fullback should, and pick up that hard 2 yards, which what you're always looking for in a fullback if you can get those hard yards. And right there, Walker was able to, and they got to move the chains, and now they're in a Wildcat territory.
Yeah, indeed, it is 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. These are our 2 receivers to the left for McPherson. He rolls to his left, under pressure, but he's got it well in hand as he loops around the left side, and he's got some more room. Sprung for that one as Tommy Kilgore got put to the ground, and I couldn't see the number of the blocker, and they're going to call that a clip, although it was, I think, only because the blocker's helmet was behind his back. That's what I was going to say. With just slightly different technique, he might have had a clean block on that one.
Anthony Schmidt kind of came back here, and as you saw, the helmet was on the other, and that's all it was. The helmet was on the other side. If his helmet was on the front side of your chest side, it probably would have been a legal block. Unfortunately, it's a spot foul, and it's going to bring him back to second and 8.
Second and pretty long here.
Second and 16, I meant.
For their own 48-yard line now. And wrapped up quickly is Justin McPherson. He's going to fall forward and not lose any yards on that play. But that broken play cost them, more importantly, cost them a down.
Yeah, and now you're at 3rd and long, 3rd and 16. So what looked like a very promising drive for the Warriors, one penalty, and unfortunately, sometimes if you shoot yourself in the foot like that, it can stall a drive. And right now, that's what they're looking at. They need to come back here. It's 3rd and about 14.
Well, the box says second. So.
Is that second? Oh, second and 14.
And 14. So. As there are 3 backs in the backfield now for McPherson. And the handoff on the counter this time goes to Hutchison. He's got a lot of room and taken down. I don't think he's got the first, but he's awfully close. So it'll bring up a 3rd and short now for the Warriors.
This is looking a little similar, like you said, to Mitty. I remember in the second half, the Warriors utilized that double dive play fairly well in the second half. And right now, that double dive, again, this time they give it to Hutchison. Hutchison was able to move upfield, make a couple people miss, and pick up a lot of the yards that penalty tacked on. So brings up 3rd down and about a yard.
Number 80, Thomas Barthen on the stop for the Wildcats. And it was a great job. You saw him trying to rip the ball out of Hutchison's hand. But still, a 3rd down and short play for the Warriors now as McPherson hands off to Giancola. Giancola with a little bit of room, but wrapped up in the backfield, still on his feet. And he's going to get the 1st and more out of pure athleticism on that one, as really I thought he was down. He was kind of had dead to rights by the Wildcat linebacker there, but manages to fight upfield and get the 1st down.
Oh, yeah, I agree, Ryan. I thought, like you said, he was wrapped up in the backfield, and 44 has been a pretty sure tackle. But this time, Giancola, it's pure athleticism, utilizes the spin technique, and was able to pick up the 1st down. And hey, after getting a block in the back penalty, able to come back and move the chains again, that's a lot of props to the Valley Christian Warriors.
So 1st and 10 Warriors at the 28-yard line. McPherson back to pass, pumps, throws, and he's got a man deep, as that is no, it is intercepted as he's still on his feet. That's number 82. Takes it past the 20-yard line and wrapped up now and finally taken down, but he's going to get it almost back to the original line of scrimmage, the Wildcats' 24-yard line. And I honestly thought that ball had hit the ground, but again, hard to tell from up here.
Yeah, I think what happened is originally he didn't catch this ball, and he caught it right before it hit the ground. Yeah,
wow.
I think he did. That was just an athletic play by number 83.
That's Alex Brown. We've called his name out before. He had a huge block on one of the punt returns there.
Yeah, and
this time doing duty as a safety.
Yeah,
so.
doing duty as a safety. He's a tall kid, was able to catch the ball originally at the highest point, but then he caught it at the lowest point. So a great play all the way around.
From the freshman safety, as McCaffrey's handoff now is not going very far, as finally the Warriors come in pursuit. Initial contact in the backfield, but it looks like he gained about 2 on that one.
Well, unfortunately for the Warriors, it looks like a couple turnovers have stalled some pretty promising drives here. And another unfortunate fact is that the Wildcats have been pretty good at taking those turnovers and turning them into points. So it's going to be pretty important for the Valley Christian defense to kind of man up here and make sure they don't move the chains much at all and try to get a punt situation to get it back to the offense.
Number 32, Lewis Schumann on the carry last down, as McCaffrey's handoff goes this time to all kinds of trouble as he is wrapped up there. That's number 35 on the carry, Sean Partee. And he's going to get about 4, but still looking at a 3rd down situation here.
Yeah, this is the Valley Christian defense that we've seen in previous weeks. They're very good lateral pursuit. Number 1, Hutton, does a good job of coming up from his cornerback position for run support. 15 also did a good job, who we don't have, unfortunately, on the roster, but he did a good job of lateral pursuit from his backing position.
So a 3rd down situation here for the Wildcats, as you see 2 receivers split out to the left and 2 backs in the backfield. And the handoff goes to the tailback. Again, Partee, and he's going to run around the left side. He's got some room and the first. Past the 45 and taken down at the 47-yard line. Sebastian Tucker in on the tackle, as well as it looked like Tim Davey.
Yeah, this was one of those where you try to spread out the defense a little bit. They were able to draw a linebacker out into the coverage, and he was able to get upfield and pick up the first down, stay in bounds, importantly, because even though it's early in the third quarter, you kind of want to start thinking of that when you have a 3-touchdown lead. Just try to eat away some of that clock.
So 1st and 10. Wildcats now at their own 48-yard line. And the first down play is not going to happen yet, as we're going to get a penalty.
This might be encroachment here.
Nope,
false start.
False start.
Let's see what we got. We got a little movement here. Oh,
that was the sideline that we saw first.
yeah, the tackle looked like the tackle rocked a bit forward.
And looks like the guard might have left early also.
Yeah.
As they were trying to get outside on that pull-out block. So we'll try it again at 1st and 15 now. Wildcats at their own 42, and it's the same play. And in serious trouble is Partee, and he is taken down one-handed by number 57, Brett Silvetti, and that's a loss of about 6. And now you're looking at second and about 21.
Yeah, great play by Silvetti. Those, like you said, they were running the similar play, and those guards were trying to get outside. This time they could not get outside. Silvetti moved upfield, tackle Partee for a loss, and like I said, second and very, very long.
Tim Davey and Aaron Bono on that one as well, ready to make the stop if Partee managed to evade Silvetti on that one. So now 2nd and 21. Wildcats, a couple of plays here, move backwards. As you can see them, same formation as last time. This time McCaffrey throws out and broken up on that play. A huge play there by Justin Walker. Looks like he almost had it picked, but a nice diving play by the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play. If he had a couple more steps on that, that might have been 6. But a great job. It looks like 75 created this. Ryan Garner was able to get off of his chop block, get up and get a hand in the face, and Justin Walker does a heck of a job out of his linebacking position to come up and play the flats perfectly.
So 2 backs in the backfield here now. 3rd and long for the Wildcats. As the drive started out looking good, and the Statue of Liberty play goes to the left side. And that's number 32, Lou Schumann on the carry, and he is finally driven down after a gain of about 2 yards. But it looked exciting for a moment as it looked like he had some room to run.
Yeah, it looked like that was a heck of a Statue of Liberty play like you mentioned. But the Valley Christian linebacking core was able, that was number 15 again, was able to kind of pursue down the line, and that was also number 42, Chris Jimenez, to get down the line and create he only picked up 2 or 3 yards, and on a trick play, on a defensive side, that's a great play.
It really was. Brings up the punting situation, and the kick is low. Kicked hard, and that's going to bounce right out of bounds about the 34-yard line. So good situation here. Really for the Warriors to make that stop and get away with minimal damage and take over on offense here at the 34-yard line after the interception.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. What happens normally after a turnover, the momentum might shift. So the defense, it's very key to get in there and try to get a 3-and-out or a punt, and that's exactly what they did. And now Valley Christian has the ball once again, see if they can get some points on the board.
So McPherson under center, and the handoff goes to Stanko on the motion. He's around the left side, and a serious pursuit there as Tommy Kilgore once again in on the stop. As it looked like several of those Wildcats were running pretty hard to keep contained and did a good job.
Yeah, this is a very disciplined defense. I think contain is definitely preached on this defensive line. Kilgore, once again, he takes on the block of Montgomery and was able to shed it and make the tackle even as he was forcing the person in. That's just a very athletic play out of your defensive end.
Yes, basically no gains. We're looking at 2nd and long here for the Warriors. Call it 2nd and 9. As McPherson's under center with 3 backs in the backfield. And the handoff goes up the middle this time to Walker. Walker wrapped up. And he's going to fall forward for 4, but Kirkpatrick making sure he doesn't get any more than that.
Yeah, good job. It looked like it was a quick snap. He might even have caught a couple of the backers offline. They were looking towards the sideline to see if there was an extra call in there. So good job, pick up 4 yards or so, and I think that's 3rd down now.
So 3rd and about 5 now for the Warriors. Needing to get a drive going here, down 21-0 in the 3rd quarter. As McPherson hands off fakes to Giancola, but he's under pressure. Rolls out of it and then throws, and that is complete. A nice play there, and still run down, got the first and then some, as that's Sam Montgomery across the 40 to the 37-yard line on a huge play that could have been a sack, as McPherson does a very athletic job of staying on his feet here and completing the play.
Yeah, very athletic job. It was a bootleg. He was able to shed a tackle, and this is a great job by Anthony Schmidt. I don't know if you can see it here. he was the other receiver in the area. He turned around and made a block that turned, a 7-yard gain into about a 15-yard gain. So a great job by Schmidt to turn around, and a good job of Montgomery to hold on that block and kind of direct the block where he wanted to go and cut off it and pick up extra yards.
And that passed the last play of the third quarter now, so 10 minutes left to play in this one. Warriors on the 39-yard line of the Wildcats as Hutchison gets the handoff, and he is wrapped up, but he's going to gain about 4 on that one. So now we're looking at 2nd and 6 at the Wildcats' 35-yard line.
Yeah, well, we're looking right into the fourth quarter here. Valley Christian definitely needs a score fairly soon, and their offense is looking good. Hutcherson does a great job. He actually got someone's hand got on him in the backfield, and he was able to get away from that and pick up 3 yards. Very athletic play by Hutcherson.
We'll call it a gain of 3, so 2nd and 7 now for the Warriors. As there are 2 backs in the backfield here for the Warriors. And the handoff on the counter goes to Hutchison. Walker. And Walker forcing his way forward. He's close to the first, but looks like he's about a yard or 2 short.
Yeah, it looks like Valley Christian came out in that unbalanced line that they like to run on the freshman level. And this time, instead of going with the unbalance, they actually run, like you said, that counter, seeing if they could catch it off guard a bit. And they almost did. Walker got upfield, but it was just an athletic play again by the linebackers for the Wildcats.
So a pretty crucial 3rd down here for the Warriors. We've got about a long 2 to go for a 1st down. And the Wildcats obviously looking for a stop here as this drive kept alive on 3rd down so far. As the handoff is kept by McPherson. He's up for the first and then some. Still on his feet and finally tripped up but down about the 23-yard line. That's good for the first, and keeps this drive alive, and really a great play by McPherson.
Yeah, it was great. Looks like they were going to run the option here right off the bat. I think he saw that there was a hole right here by the end because the end was just getting blocked. That was a great job of blocking by number 87. That is Ben Williams to create the hole. McPherson gets to the field, picks up the 1st down. And like you said, Ryan, a lot of big 3rd down conversions on this drive.
The Warriors have been clutch so far, keeping this drive alive as they're now 1st and 10. And McPherson's going to take the ball out to the left on a rollout, and he throws the left side. That's complete to Schmidt, and Schmidt's got some room, and a touchdown. A huge play as he dances out of 1 tackle and finds the flag. And that's going to end the drought here. 21-6 right now on a huge play by the quarterback and receiver.
And this is a smart play by McPherson. It looks definitely like he has a lane to run if he wanted. He was able to pick to view the field. Schmidt came back to the to quarterback, was able to get the pass, pick up 6 points, and see if it's 7 here.
And 7 it is, so 21-7 as the Warriors slash the lead down to 2 scores. And a nice kick by Justin Walker.
Yeah, this is there's about
it's not Justin Walker, that's Ryan Lauder.
Ryan Lauder. It looks like we have another ball game here. We got 8 minutes. We need another 3 and out like Valley Christian produced, and maybe even a turnover to get another quick score. Don't count these men out yet.
Walker to kick. They need a deep kick here and a good defensive stand to stay in this one. Partway through the fourth quarter, his kick is away, fielded at the 8-yard line. And that is Kirkpatrick around the right side, and he's got some room, and then hit hard. And finally wrapped up and taken down. Long ruck there at the end, but he's going to be out to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, good. This is a good special teams play by the Warriors. What you want to do is, once you score a touchdown, you kind of want to come back on special teams and not let them get it back on a good kick return. Looks like there's a bunch of kids that stayed in the lanes. Justin Walker came in with and he was even trying to strip the ball at the end, like we've seen him do the last 2 weeks. So he's a very aware and very smart player, and trying to create a turnover and an adrenaline boost for his team.
So 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line here as the handoff goes this time to Partee, and he is taken down immediately. It's like can't quite see that there, number 55, of course, Tim Davian on that stop as he comes hard off the corner and breaks this play up pretty early on.
Yeah, this is Davian, number 83, who is Aaron Benu, and just does a great job. And now the defense definitely wants to see a 3 and out here.
And the handoff to the tailback. That's Partee again, and he is wrapped up and taken down. As that is another huge play out of the defense and another huge play out of number 15. Again, our apologies, we don't have you on our roster. But a nice defensive play.
Yeah, well, like you said, Ryan, what they wanted to do is come out here and get a 3 out and try to get the ball back as soon as possible. These last 2 plays are definitely some boost for this defense, and it brings up a 3rd and long. and things could look real good here if we can get a punt.
So 3rd and long now. The Warriors looking for a stop. As a broken play, and McCaffrey throws incomplete as he was almost sacked. Well, he was hit hard, but it was almost a sack. And that is incomplete, going to bring up a punting situation.
This is after a good offensive drive by the Warriors offense. The defense came out here saying we want to protect our offense and kind of get them the ball. And it only ran off about 1:28 off the clock. So a very fast drive, and they're able to get the ball back in hopefully pretty good territory.
And for playing on a turf field, number 22 Ryan Kirkpatrick is awfully dirty. I don't think I've seen that much dirt on Valley's field yet as Giancola takes the kick at the 50-yard line. He's on his feet, picks up 6 in lots of traffic. And that's going to bring it into Wildcats territory at the 44-yard line.
Heck of a play. Giancola at first looked like he was going to catch the ball and get stopped immediately. But he was able to get upfield and pick up those extra yards, and it's always a nice thing when your offense can start in your opponent's territory. And I think it's that sand that they put in the this new turf that's actually
making
them a little bit dirty. Yeah, must be, because I've never seen it before, like you said, on a turf field.
So now 2 receivers to the right. McPherson rolls to his left, and he's got Schmidt, throws across the middle, incomplete, intended for Giancola.
Yep, it looks like McPherson is normally at this low level as a freshman or JV program. Any bootleg passes are very hard, but he's definitely doing a great job of getting outside of the pocket and throwing pretty good balls on the run there. Giancola was in the area, and they're probably looking to pass here because if they can get another quick score and make this a 7-point game, they're right back in this.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Warriors, as there are 2 receivers to the left for McPherson. And one of them, Hutcherson, moves in motion, and McPherson's going to drop straight back. And he throws deep on a 5-step drop, and he's got Walker, but it's too long, incomplete. And it would have taken a perfect throw there as he was bracketed by the safety in the corner.
Yeah, that was just great pass coverage by the Wildcats secondary. Good safety help. It was a little play fake here, but it was actually drop back pass. We haven't seen too many of those after I made the bootleg comments. They love to prove me wrong out there. But yeah, it would have taken a perfect throw, and he almost hit it there. Walker had maybe a step or half a step. But that brings 2 incompletes, brings up 3rd and long.
Tough situation here as the sun is going down on Valley Christian Field here. McPherson rolls to his left. Past line of scrimmage, he's going to take it himself, and he's got the first. And still on his feet, gets a block out of Schmidt, and that's going to pick up another 6 or 7. Almost picks up another 9 there, actually, as he falls forward. On a huge play there on the 3rd and long, he picks up about 25. Down to the 20-yard line there, and the Warriors once again are rolling.
Well, this was, it was athleticism out of McPherson, but Anthony Schmidt picks up a block right there and blocks number 80 and was able to pick up another block, which helps him get up by 7 yards. And Justin Walker also threw his body in for a block. So just a number of good blocks, and McPherson does his job as an athlete to get up the field and pick up a first down.
Well, that's why you like having an athletic quarterback, because he can have that threat on the ground, too, in such situations. So 1st and 10 now. McPherson drops back, throws to his right, and that is picked off. That's Kirkpatrick again. As Walker tries to make a tackle, he's out of 1 tackle, and Kirkpatrick driven out of bounds at the 30-yard line, but that's a huge stop there for the Wildcats. As it looked like number 22 just was squatting in the zone and made a great read on that pass.
Well, I guess it's safe to say this kid's having a heck of a game on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. He just reads McPherson's eyes here, was set up in his zone, made a wonderful play on the ball towards Anthony Schmidt, and got upfield, picked up positive yards, and gets his team back the ball, which is the key moment, the key thing they needed right now.
Giancola does a great job of coming across and making potentially a touchdown-saving tackle as McCaffrey hands off again to Kirkpatrick as he gets a second chance at it. But this time the defense is there, and he's wrapped up at the 35, gain of about 3.
Yeah, we're probably going to look here to see a little bit of the time running off the clock. When you have 2 touchdown lead and it's halfway through the the 4th quarter, you want to keep it on the ground, keep it inbounds, protect the ball, and he does a great job because we know the Warriors do an even better job of usually stripping the ball. So it's very important that these running backs, keep onto the ball.
2nd and 5, McCaffrey hands off again. Kirkpatrick wrapped up hard. He's going to lose about 2 on that one, make it 3rd and 7. Once again, that is the dirtiest uniform I've seen on the turf field in a while.
Yeah, Ryan, I got to agree with you on that. He's definitely, he's playing both sides of the ball, playing special teams, and he seems to have the ball a lot and getting tackled a lot. So great job by him playing this whole game. But this Warriors defense can't give up here. They got to keep stopping them and hope to get the ball back.
And the handoff on the counter. Again, Kirkpatrick. And again, in traffic. Wrapped up.
and falls forward after a second effort. Number 41, Justin Walker in on the stop. It looks like he'll be close to the first, but I don't think he's got it.
Yeah, I think the the refs just a bit short for the first down. His second effort, though, was, like you said, very good. He picked up an extra 1 or 2 yards doing that. So good job. And they did give him the first down.
First on the
wow,
second effort, so
that's huge because the clock keeps moving.
So now on the 45-yard line, and McCaffrey handing off again Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick, now he's got some room around the left side. Out of one tackle and finally dragged down by Sebastian Tucker, but not until he gets into Warriors territory.
And that was a very smart play, Ryan. Patrick knows that he needs to stay in bounds. If he knows, he probably could have picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards, and maybe in the first and second quarter he probably would have put his head down and got it. But as he got to the outside, picked up the first down, he kind of just slid down on the ground here and was able to stay in bounds and pick up the first down.
And Sebastian Tucker does a great job there of reaching for the pads on that one. When you're a DB and you're chasing a guy down, you don't want to dive at someone's feet. That's a sure recipe for a miss. So you grab the pads and pull him back. That was a good job of taking that guy down. So now the first down handoff is wrapped up. And once again, a little forward progress there. And it's going to make it to about the 35-yard line.
And unfortunately, the clock just keeps on moving here, Ryan. Right now, it looks like the Wildcats' offensive line, who's been strong this whole game, is able to just kind of open up some holes. And they're doing a good job of just picking up positive yards here. And it looks like there's a fumble right at the end of that play, and a couple of linemen.
Indeed.
Yeah, a couple of linemen picked it up and
recover it.
That was the forward probably kind of we kind of missed there.
As now McCaffrey hands off. No, rolls to his right under pressure. As you can see, Silvetti limping on that one. And normally Silvetti would be able to keep up with that one, but now that McCaffrey's all the way down and looks like he's got the touchdown. And that could be the nail in the coffin for the Warriors here. As you can see, the Warriors looking a little banged and battered all over the place here. As again, normally that play would be stopped for not much of a gain, as Silvetti is good around the corner, but comes up a little bit lame there.
Yeah, you can tell he's limping a bit. I don't know if he injured his ankle or a knee or something in the previous game, but you're right. Normally he's a very good end that keeps contained very well. And unfortunately right now the Wildcats also have a quarterback that's very athletic, and looks like they're going for 2.
As the handoff to it is not there. Stopped short on a huge play by the defense. And that is why that running back is so dirty, folks, as he tries to take it up the middle, and the host of Warriors defenders are there. As you can see, Ryan Gardner does a great job of playing off a block.
Yeah. And Tim Davey was also in on that, and Lewis Price. But that was a pride down right there. They were
going to call
they're
out,
actually.
so I'm sorry. There was no touchdown.
By the
Second
quarterback.
and goal
Okay.
here. As there are 3 backs in the backfield for McCaffrey. And he hands off this time, and Kirkpatrick's going to get it this time. As he comes around the right side there, it looks like the Warriors were stacked up on the inside. And that's going to be another 6 points there for the Wildcats, and that is the nail in the coffin. Not much time left in this one, as the Wildcats extend their lead to 3 touchdowns again.
Yep, and you're right. It looks like the quarterback didn't get in, so that was definitely even more of a pride down. And unfortunately, looks like they were just able to kind of stack the linebackers up tight, like you said, and were able to get outside of them.
And the snap is good. The kick is blocked on a huge play, but there's a penalty flag. We will await the outcome of that penalty. That would make it 27-7 right now. And we're going to get a little discussion on the referees. As the flag came pretty late there, I don't know if it was a shift or an encroachment or what, but it was kind of right as the ball was being blocked. They are indeed going to waive it, so the kick is no good, and that'll make it 27-7 here. As the Wildcats really exploding a few times here, managed to pick up that touchdown on the keep around the right side. Well, set up by the keep
set
around
up by
right
the keep
side.
in, and that's the big problem. Like I said, this is pretty much nailed in the coffin. There's not much time left, let alone to score 1 touchdown, and they have to get 3 touchdowns here. So
Wildcats not taking any chances. They squib it to the 20-yard line. And that is Stank on the return. And he jukes a few times and finally takes it upfield. But he's going to be wrapped up at the 30-yard line. They'll probably give him progress.
Well, Valley Christian here is going to have to see some heroics here if they want to come back from this. They need to get down the field fairly quickly there and try to pardon me, try to pick up a couple first downs here and see if they can't get into the end zone quickly. But they got a lot of real estate ahead of them.
Despite what that field camera may indicate, it's getting pretty dark here on the field. As the Warriors here on the 30-yard line looking to get something going. McPherson rolls to his left, throws the ball deep, and that's complete to Schmidt. Schmidt past the 50 into Wildcats territory. And he might want to get out of bounds there, but he is wrapped up and taken down inbounds at the 40. The clock
Fumble.
And they're going to say the Wildcats stripped it. Another huge break there for the Wildcats, and that's going to kind of end the Warriors' hopes here. As in the waning moments of the fourth quarter, it's going to be Wildcats ball again, which is a shame because it nullifies such a great play here. A nice throw and a nice catch.
Yeah, and a nice run as well. I mean, he was able to get it. Sometimes, as you can see there, they're just stripping the ball and holding them up. They're playing like a defense that's actually down, a couple touchdowns.
It's a great aggressive
it's a
defense.
great aggressive defense. They get the ball back in their offense's hands and pretty much seals this game right up.
And the handoff here on first down goes inside. And he's going to be wrapped up from behind on a nice pursuit there.
Yeah, this is probably a lot that we're going to see here. It looks like Valley Christian's opting not to call their timeouts.
It
looks like they're going to take, it's class. They're going to take their defeat in a classy manner. Both teams played very well. The Wildcats on this day were a better team. Just right now it's almost a formality to try to get this game ended, but very classy game on both sides of the ball.
Number 83, Aaron Bonia, doing a great job on that last play, coming off the left end and pursuing down line, actually making a play on the play that went away from him. So, and there's going to be a penalty, and the Warriors going for the ball, but the play is going to be blown dead anyway. So that penalty just really extending this game a little bit. Obviously, it looked like there might have been an exchange problem in addition to the false start.
Yeah, there might have been but luckily it's a dead ball foul, or luckily for the Wildcats anyway, it's a dead ball foul because Davey does a good job of tackling the quarterback. Now, this is kind of a moot point now, but he tackles the quarterback when he sees a fumbled snap so that he cannot pick the ball up and hoping as one of his defensive linemen is. Very heads-up play if that was a fumble.
So second and 12, still showing some good stuff on the defensive side of the ball here, as there's all sorts of chaos here in the backfield, as number 46 takes the ball around the right side, and he's in trouble. Taken down, but taken down inbounds. That'll make it third and long, but the clock continues to run. That's number 46, Thomas Mizuko on the carry.
Yep, and he does a good job. He tries to reverse his field here. It looks like it was a little broken play. He remembers that it is the fourth quarter, though, and no matter how many yards he might have been able to pick up extra, he just kind of gets down here and stays in bounds. But a great job by the Warriors defense, still pursuing, still making tackles, and still playing Warrior football in the waning moments of this fourth quarter.
So third and long here. Wildcats really doing nothing this drive except trying to run out the clock as Mizuko takes the carry left side, and this time he only loses one, but it's still going to be a fourth down situation for the Wildcats.
And there it is.
That is it, folks. That is the buzzer that signifies the end of the game. And it was a tough one here for the Warriors. As you can see, it's gotten pretty dark here. Kind of a rough, sloppy game, but the final score 27-7 in favor of the St. Ignatius Wildcats. As the Warriors suffering only their second defeat of the season.
Yeah,
but
right.
doing it with, I think, a lot of positive points.
No, I agree. I think, especially on the freshman level, you want to take away the positives of the game, not the negatives. You want to see what your team can improve on, obviously, but you want to see what they did well. And I think on both sides of the ball, there's definitely positive plays on either side, so they can go back and watch film and say, you did this right, and you did this to need to improve on. But great job on both sides of the ball. And it was actually, a very good game by the Wildcats as well. They did a good job offensively. I felt that they came out and kind of had a game plan and was able to stick to that game plan and execute it very well. I thought their fakes and their counters were done very well. So good job on both sides of the ball. I think the score's a little more lopsided than it would seem. I think it was a well-played football game.
It very much was, and obviously the Warriors not catching too many breaks there, as the Wildcats had the benefit of a very positive turnover ratio. And good execution on both sides of the ball. Also a great effort out of number 22, Ryan Kirkpatrick.
Yep, and that's that'll end up doing it here for us at CCSA.
So I'm Ryan Dahm with my partner Todd Bickel. Thanks so much for joining us here on CCSA, and from the entire CCSA staff, thank you. And we'll see you next week as Valley Christian takes on Sarah here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Todd.
Yeah, I think it's at San Jose.
It is at San Jose, so we'll see you next time.